Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another evening of the Daily Dose. We have some Dynasty Scrolls action going on today. It is the buzz of all the community on the global servers. We have the Time Summon event that's popped up, and of course, we need to jump into that and have a little bit of a chat. But in terms of this, let's check out some God's blessings first. I bought all the previous packages, spoiler alert. But basically, I'd like to let everyone know if you do buy the premium package, if you are a spender, you need two of these to create the first universal charm. Universal charms, using a little bit of bro science, I kind of figured out it pretty much translates into a legendary transformation. So instead of saving up five charms, you can just use one of these. But the only way to get it is to spend money. And another thing that I would note, if you're a dolphin spender and you need an epic transformation, again, I never preface this, don't advocate spending on any games. But if you are going to spend wisely. If you would like to get some value for your money, essentially you can get an epic charm by selecting it in this chest if you so please. Be aware though that Epic Charms transformation, these guys, any of these is based on your outfit. So you need lots of epic outfits and lots of rare and lots of legendary in order to power up the effects of your actual transformation. It is indicative of one another, and of course, that means you need to either get really lucky or spend lots of money. Just be aware that that's a part of the game. I don't agree with it, but it'd be remiss of me not to include that in the little bit of a spiel. Now, in terms of the little man down here, we do have a total recharge rebate going on at the moment. As you can see on this account, I spent a little bit of money. Just a little bit, not too much. But basically, I want to chase down my first couple of pieces of grade 3 gear if I can. We'll have to see whether or not the event holds out to be beneficial. But basically, I was in a situation to do it. Not everybody is. Make sure you spend wisely, have a budget, have a plan, and don't gamble irresponsibly on the gotcha games. That having been said, if you are responsible and you have a game plan, well, some of the rebates are kind of beneficial. Now, in terms of what we want to do, what we need to do in terms of progress, it's a little bit different. This kind of threw a spanner in the works. With the dropping of these special heroes, and I'll agree with Taki that they're not Generation 6 heroes, they're special heroes, kind of like the Taiwan and the Korean servers that have their special heroes, we have our special heroes. Um, Certainly not a part of the narrative of Dynasty Heroes. If you look at their history, they do not have Japanese era types of players. I'm going to butcher all their names, by the way, same as the Chinese ones. If you don't like that, I don't care. Deal with it. But anyway, Tokugawa here, or Tokugawa, he's the way guy. We have this Usuyagi or Yusugi, Akechi or Kachi, and Chosukabe, old mate here, Mr. Matador. Anyway, Cho's in there. We've got Toko in here. Um, to cut it short, the only way to get this is to essentially to do your dailies here. So you're going to get 6 a day for doing your activities. These are called time tokens, by the way, so they're different to limited heroes. Um, Obviously, this is the first time this event's popped up because it's a time summoned hero. I'd imagine that it's going to appear in the future, but the frequency, again, is a bit of a gamble. It could be next 3 months, it could be 6 months. So when the feedback forms come out, make sure you put the feedback in there. Make sure you'd like to see them at a higher frequency if you're a free-to-play player and you want to build some of these heroes because they look cool. Or if just in general, you think you want to build some of these players because they are really, really cool heroes. Um, but just be aware that at the moment there is no level of frequency. It's just it is what it is, right? But in terms of whether or not it's viable is another factor Because again, this is really this is pay to win territory. Now, base level Tokugawa here, we're going to go through all of them because we that's what we're going to do here. So stay tuned. This guy's kind of like a combination of all of the way heroes, and we'll get into that. But his base level, so he's 1 star, or not even his 1 star, is just base form. Essentially, he does stun and accuracy reduction to column damaged enemies, and then he gets really fucking spicy at 4 star. So he does unused ability to inflict bleed damage. He does accuracy reduction. He has stun chance, and he has the ability to freeze targets. Yes, he literally has Chow Chow Zanyu and Dan Wei all in one, and he does an accuracy debuff to all enemies by 25%. Let that sink in for a moment. Yeah, this guy's pretty damn powerful. Obviously, he has some interesting affinities. He doesn't really have any, I would say, set affinities, but you know, the fact that he has a Vanquisher set affinity is insane. So if you just equip Vanquisher sets on him, look at the statistics he gets. And this is going to be for all of the ones, spoiler alert. Just look at that. Look at the fucking... Oh, you just stick a Vanquisher set on him immediately. But as you can see, this guy here, Isugi, he basically has the same role as a Marchow. So he's a single target hero. He does crit damage. He does, I believe, an accuracy buff to the entire team, which is phenomenal. As you go a little bit further into him, though, he does rage as well. So he has a chance to absorb rage from the targets that he's attacking. And he does a reduced attack reduction. If target's attack is higher than self, deals additional damage, reduces their attack. If his attack is higher than them, basically then he does even more damage. And then like if you get him to 7 star, he's a fucking beast in single target. Like, let's be real. Then he also removes all debuffs from self and buffs his skill damage by 20% at 7 star. Anyway, I don't know what they were thinking about when they built this guy. Anyway, we got this lovely lady here. I was really surprised reading some of her abilities. Being a Wu hero, she really didn't add burning, right? Like her normal attack adds burning, but it's only 15% chance, which is really low. However, Wu Nation really has higher burning heroes in it. Anyway, I think Lusu is one of them. She has accuracy, which I feel is very, very important at any aspect of the game. So she almost has like 100% chance to hit. With her artifacts and all the other stuff and everything else that can stack with that with the relics. I mean, she's got like 75% in later stages, I should say. She has an extra 50% base rate, right? And then she does extra damage. She reduces block. And it just keeps going up. She has an extra 75% accuracy at 4 star. She does additional damage. And then she also has this ability. So she has a 50% chance to reduce burning target's rage by 2. And then reduces their block by 25% for 2 rounds. Now, the trade-off is she can only attack 2 heroes. I don't see that as a bad thing, but obviously it would be nice if it was a little bit more than that. But there you go. 2 heroes. She pretty much has 100% accuracy. Like, it's pretty cool. But essentially, she's probably going to be the finisher for Wu Nation because I feel like Wu Nation lacks finishers. That's just only from my personal opinion, not appearance. But basically, I feel like this girl, he, him, shim, whatever you want to call them, I believe this character is going to be able to finish off some heroes for Wu. But of course, you need to build her up higher. And then last but not least, we have old mate Choco, or Kabe. Like, sexy man, look at you. I was like, why has he got a red flag? And then it made sense when I looked at his skills. But basically, this guy... this guy does what the Heaven's Dragon does. So, if his HP is above 50%, he has Gust, which means he has a guaranteed ability to dodge the next attack that's hitting him for 1 round. Of course, if his HP is below that, he does his Rage attack does a Leech ability, and basically buffs allies' block rate by 15%. Not really impressive in terms of block rate, kind of like a bit of a Dong Zhao kind of thing going on there with the block percentages. However, when you get him to 4 star, now he's doing some additional damage. He's attacking the front row. He's doing physical damage. He's inflicting silence. And he now has a gust ability that dodges for 2 rounds. 2 rounds. Now, his rage attack basically leeches 20% of HP back and has a chance to absorb 2 rage. And of course, he does a buff to everybody by 25%. Now, I mean, when I looked at him, I was kind of like, is this impressive? And then I was thinking, in terms of his viability at the moment for Warlord, he is better than Zhao Shi. So just keep that in mind. But in 7 star, now that I looked at what he can do at 7 star, I'm just like, you know what? He has 100% extra crit. He deals extra damage to the target with the lowest HP percentage. Think about that. He targets them. I'm assuming that he can't really target them, but because it's attacking the front row. But if they have like the lower HP or lowest HP percentage, he does even more damage. So he tries to finish them off. Very similar to Liu Bei or Liu Bu. He's tries to finish them off as well. Then he has Gust. Of course, they're not going to give him 3 rounds of fucking Gust, are they? That would be insanely overpowered. However, he now does 30% life leech and has 100% to absorb to rage. So his rage ability does the 30% life. Not bad. I want to see just how viable he gets in terms of how he can keep rotating his rage abilities. Um, Again, this guy, he's better in my opinion. He's better than Zashi at the moment. So that's kind of why I decided let's go ahead and summon him out. Let's see if we can build him. But the event in its entirety, I feel like it's not bad. This guy really, he kicks ass at the moment. He's kicking ass, and I can see this guy potentially, yeah, being very impressive. If anyone's wondering, it's the same deal as the Limited Heroes event. It's 12k for 40. So we're going to buy that. We're at 194. um, An event ends in 2 days and 5 hours. 2 days and 5 hours. So I'm not going to do my summons this evening. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to do my summons this evening. I want to see if I can manage to get to 300, and then I'm going to do 300 summons. If anyone's curious about the drop rate percentages, it is a 0.48% chance to get the full copy, and it is a pretty much a 40% chance to get the shards. And of course, you do need to have some epic probabilities in there as well. It is what it is, of course. But I figure, why don't we just see if we can hit that 300 mark so we get the guaranteed? What do you think? Do you think that's good? Would you be pumped to see me drop 300 and build this guy down here to 4 star, maybe even higher? I think I'm gonna do that regardless. But I wanted to cover the event in its entirety, talk a little bit about it, a little bit about the heroes. Obviously, because of the frequency, we don't know the schedules. It is going to be very hard for free to play and light spenders to build these guys to 4 star. But when they do hit 4 star, that's when shit gets interesting. That's when things get tight. Um, would you invest in it? Very situational. It's very situational. Obviously, most people are just going to do their 10 bombs. They're probably going to get lucky. They're probably going to pull the heroes, which is fantastic. But just be aware, most of the time, you're going to have a full team already planned out. So if you don't have a place to slot them in, maybe just save the currency and wait to see whether or not you want to build them in the future. Like, the currency is not going to go anywhere regardless. But my thought process will be that Zhao Shi is going to get removed because he's more of a CC support hero. I need more damage, and I feel like this guy and Lu Bu is going to kick ass because they're really going to be able to hit harder and they're going to be able to target people. Unfortunately, Zhao Shi, that means that you get relegated to the back end, but it's okay. It is what it is. I'll be curious to see whether or not there is a slot not for you in reserves. Does that mean? Ooh. No, there's nothing. Deploy 5 legendary heroes to unlock. I mean, technically he's legendary, so we're going to be able to see whether or not that unlocks that so we can slot Zhao Shi in there. Oh, well, either way, we'll figure this out when we do our draws. Like I said, we'll do our draws tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. Let me know, as of course, how you went. If you like this event, if you think it's a good value, what you're going to do, what are your plans. If you haven't already hit that like, subscribe, notification button, do so. And I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.